There are billions of people across the world who live in poverty, and yet it is estimated there are almost $300 trillion of financial assets globally. These financial assets are largely unused in places of great need because of risks related to peace, whether real or perceived. Consequently, some of the world's fastest growing markets and greatest investment opportunities are untapped. The failure to align financial investments with peace, despite it being key for prosperity, is one of the largest market failures in the world today. So how do we unlock this value by creating a market for peace? Currently, there are many ways to finance actions towards peace, but these often can't achieve the scale needed to create a lasting impact. Green bonds have set a precedent for how to scale billions of dollars of finance towards sustainable aims. If a new asset class can do for peace what green bonds have done for green investments, it would revolutionize peaceful development and create enormous additionality for investors. That is why Finance for Peace aims to launch the world's first peace bonds, bonds that will guide the design, use, and implementation and management of investments that impact peace. So how would peace bonds work? A peace bond will work like any regular bond, but will allow rigorous peace bond principles and standards that will be developed in consultation with partners. These standards will enable investors to align and embed what we call peace-enhancing mechanisms into their investments. These standards will also ensure trust in the market and prevent peace washing. Verification and certification for peace bond issuance would focus on the process of how proceeds are designed, implemented, and managed, as well as the outcomes and impacts. Through peace-enhancing mechanisms, peace bonds will create real financial additionality by increasing predictability of cash flows and thus directly lowering risks related to operating in fragile markets. This will make projects more feasible and bankable for investors and more trusted and beneficial for communities, thus creating a win-win-win for people, investors, and governments. So how would peace bonds achieve financial additionality? Firstly, peace bond standards will require consultation, participation, and inclusivity of design with local communities and national actors, which are key for a foundation for trust. Secondly, peace-enhancing mechanisms will be integrated into peace bond issuance. They will then implement and co-design actions with communities to ensure greater buy-in and inclusivity in investments, incentivizing cooperation and peace, directly lowering project risks. What are the outcomes? 1. Lower project risks of investments, resulting in material improvements in cash flows and the net present value of projects. 2. Lower risk will result in lower borrowing costs, increasing bankability for equity holders of peace bond investments. These lower borrowing costs create incentives for further issuance of peace bonds, potentially unlocking an enormous pipeline of investments currently deemed too risky. 3. If early peace bond issuance can lower risks and cost of borrowing compared to normal issuance and achieve verifiable peace impacts, they should command a reputational as well as investor premium. This will further lower the cost of borrowing for peace bond issuance. Let's take a real-world example of a peace bond in renewable energy. Energy needs in Africa are enormous, with 57% of people currently without access to electricity. Decentralized solar power is a key solution to meet these needs, which are estimated to require investment of between $44 and $69 billion a year. Advancements in technology have made such investments more technically feasible and bankable in recent years. However, project risks linked to fragility and conflict, such as damage or destruction of assets, inability of users to pay, poor maintenance, and high levels of corruption significantly impact project feasibility. This is further compounded by country risk premiums, which significantly increase capital borrowing costs for projects. As a result, billions of dollars of potential investments are less bankable or not proceeding. Peace-enhancing mechanisms embedded in a peace bond on a renewable project can directly impact these risks at a modest cost. We have shown that by applying peace-enhancing mechanisms to a 50-megawatt solar project in Burkina Faso, the discount rate on that project could be improved by 200 basis points. This improves the net present value by $6 million and enables low-cost energy to be provided to marginalized rural communities while improving community trust in state service delivery. Key factors for peace in Burkina Faso today. This additionality is key to enabling low-cost energy to be supplied to communities in the world's most energy-poor regions. This is just one example. Peace bond issuance worth billions could be extended to other sectors such as agriculture, food, water, or infrastructure. However, to realize the untapped value of these new approaches, more research, knowledge, and partnerships are needed to kickstart the first issuances in the peace bond market. With both financial and intellectual support from partners, we aim to develop peace bond standards and principles, as well as a pipeline of peace bond issuance. By doing so, we can realize the true value from peace and create the global market for peace bonds.